feel like we haven't seen enough Beastmasters today. It's one of the best heroes in the patch, and a lot of teams just kind of let it kind of sit on the side. But Alliance, they need something to group around in regards to the offlane. Okay,
Similar summon
yeah.
style. Okay.
But who plays it?
It would probably be
Eternal Sadness, I'd imagine, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, unless they are actually just throwing like massive wrenches in the works, right? Where it's a tiny carry, or sorry, tiny mid, CK carry, this. Wait, what am I saying? CK offlane, this is mid, tiny carry. Yeah, they could still like switch things up, so it is very flexible at the moment.
But most likely not.
Most likely not,
But
though,
it
I'd
is
imagine.
a possibility.
Yeah.
All right, with the Visage on the offlane, what do you want to play against that if you're OG?
And Jug, now I'm understanding the bans a little bit more too from Alliance, right? The Jug and the PL are these ultimate counters to Visage. So more sustain in a lane with a Warlock as well. If you get Jingu stacks built up, and it's a hero that counters a CK carry.
It also kind of indirectly protects your team as well, because if you're trying to take engagement, you throw down this Wukongs, your Warlock can instantly put the upheaval on top, the Golem, everyone just hugs inside it. So if there is a moment where Alliance is strong, you do have defensive capabilities around objectives using the big spells. Even aggressively, you're going to be able to set yourself up in a nice position to help that out. But yeah, it's a nice change of pace. I know after game 1 I wanted Alliance to do some different stuff, and this is a draft that it feels pretty different to some degree than what they've been doing the entire season.
Oh, wait a second.
And they're switching it up even more.
Sky.
Okay, that's interesting. Because now they're trying to dodge the Sky matchup, and I've never seen Sky versus Coddle. Sky has to kind of, I feel like, really commit and play super aggressive for kills because you can't push the lane out. That sounds kind of difficult.
That's a difficult lane. It's one of those lanes where I feel like you need mid vision to have the silence available to stop the illuminate, but the fact you can't farm small camp that effectively and push creeps as much as Coddle, it feels Coddle favored, but maybe there's some Weehaw magic in it where he's got a different read on it. But I'm interested to see how that lane goes. I think it should just be Coddle farming small camp jungle, everything.
That being said, with the Visage Tiny lane, that should be a lane where Tiny can have the freedom to rotate mid and help out, right?
He could. I think they're going to have to also, because I think this like Warlock Monkey King lane is, it's so potent, it's so hard to pressure, and I think Monkey King is actually the counter to Visage off lane, because you just, Soul Assumption, I click Mischief. I dodge all the damage if they ever do get any type of aggressive style.
And you jump on top as well. You need to be on top of him, the slows, the damage, the foot bonds,
and you counter CK carry, so it's like a jack of all trades carry for
I'm boss that we've thought about. I'm down for it, maybe.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see, indeed. A lot on the line with this series for sure, and therefore a lot on the line for this second game. We're finding out how it's playing out together with Synderen and OD Pixel.
Let's start here between Alliance and OG, and Alliance continuing to give us some entertaining picks. We're going to get a Weehaw Skywrath mage in the mid lane, something of course we've seen from him in the past. He seems to love these glass cannon heroes, Sind, and he's coming in with them again. And also going to be interesting to see how Eternal Sadness does this time, again on another, technically challenging hero, playing the Visage offlane.
Yeah, it's another micro hero, right? Last game he played the Brewmaster, now he's playing Visage. The Brood has been banned against him both games.
Yeah,
you're starting to see this pattern of what this player's primary repertoire is. I think I kind of like what Alliance are doing here, if I'm being honest. It's a really tough game. They know they're massive underdogs, and now they're just picking some very aggressive style, and they're hoping to snowball this game, right? Skywrath mid, Edge 5, Visage offlane, try to play a high pace, do well in the lanes, and go from there. One of the problems they've been having in a lot of their games is that the laning stage just falls flat and they're inactive. The last series I cast with them, I had a similar praise for them in game 2, that they just started picking stuff that would do stuff on the map, and they would find their way into the game that way. So
all right.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's see if they can do it this.
And how do you sort of feel that the matchup is going to be for Weehaw in the mid? Would you how are you able to deal with the fact that you've got this Coddle just blasting and pushing the wave underneath your tower as Sky?
Yeah, that's a big question mark for me. Is can you actually pressure Coddle, right? Because theoretically speaking, if the wave is placed in a specific way, maybe the Skywrath can stand on the enemy hill and just cast arcane bolts on the Coddle. He can't really trade back. You can always just sidestep.
Sure, I can make it very hard for sort of Coddle to step up at all.
Right, but the question is if you can get the lane in that position, and if he still can't illuminate and get experience, right? I think theoretically speaking, there is a way for Skywrath to win this lane, but I think it comes off of hyper aggression, and you have to bully out the Coddle. If it just becomes a farming lane, he's gonna out farm you, right? So just push the wave, he'll farm side camp, and you lose. on gold. So, but yeah, we'll see. It's exciting either way.
A bit of a pause. Good go as we get ourselves into game 2 here of OG versus Alliance. Game 1, of course, was a tough one. A tough one for Alliance indeed. But a very different approach being taken in terms of the heroes. A completely fresh roster of picks this time.
Yeah, I don't think OG were even considering this guy mid when they drafted, which is probably a bit of an X factor here. Also, you know, it's pretty intimidating to play against Weeha on the Scarth Mage. Look at the hero.
He's got a great set. Look at his set.
He has all
golden.
He has all the bling on this guy. I don't think you can have any more bling than this. He's got the crimson wings. He's got the golden Empyrean. That. And you could miss, in the heat of the moment, you could mistake the hero for Venge. So maybe you get surprised by what spells it casts on you.
That is true. It's got the sort of similar sort of color scheme.
Curious about OG's laning here, if they try to avoid specific matchups or if they are just happy to face any of the potential lineups they're going to get on the lanes. I think Razor Marcy is insanely strong and will probably beat more or less anything Alliance throw at them. I think Enchantress is the only hero that has a chance of solving this lane. And if they do end up with Monkey King against Visage, that should be a very good matchup as well for OG. As Fog pointed out, you can mischief the Soul Assumption, and as long as you just get farm in lane, I think you're pretty happy as Monkey King picking this game later. I think from a theoretical standpoint, this might be the single best last pick that was in the pool for OG's lineup. I think it's very, very good here. It's good against CK, it's good against Visage. They needed a stun from their carry. You know, it just covers all the bases here for setting them up. So really,
absolutely. I mean,
really good stuff.
You know, as a Scarf Mage, you don't want to be anywhere near that, right? You get caught in the middle of Wukong's command, you're just going to get shredded by the physical damage.
Yeah.
Let's see indeed how much Weeha can get out of the lane here from the start. Nothing going to go between him and BZM at the side lanes. See top, of course, Ammar. Should also have a decent opportunity to get a link target off onto Nico, baby.
Doing a pitiful 10 damage to Marcy. Let's see. Isn't static link just wonderful? So yeah, Alliance are already. I mean, I'm not going to say they're going for Plan B down here, but they're going for the strategy that you usually apply in the offlane when you feel like you have an unfavorable matchup, which is to pull the second wave with the 4 and then run that wave over to either your offlaner or between the towers. And in this case, they're going to bring it to the next wave, and the way Iraqi is going to respond to this is to bring over his own wave to double stack here and effectively now get pushed into his own tower over time. There will be some experience here, though going the way of Eternal Sadness, of course, but the ultimate end laning position should result in some pretty good farm for him.
I'll see how much Aramis is able to get done around in this lane. I mean, is there going to be much opportunity for any sort of early ganks on the mid from either his 4s? They're both, yeah, pretty squishy heroes, right?
Tiny could definitely make a rotation in to help Skywrath against Coddle. I think that would be it's the obvious move. The problem is, if we compare this to the last game where OG had the Timber, leaving Visage alone is a totally different beast than leaving Timber.
Wait up.
If you leave Visage alone against this lane, you can't touch creeps effectively. Like, the Warlock can just zone the Visage alone, and if Visage tries to fight back, you're scared of getting jumped on by Monkey King again and killed. So I don't think there's nearly the same freedom for Aramis to rotate his hero in this game. But there might be a moment of opportunity around the 4-minute water that he could kill Coddle, which would be high impact for sure.
And we saw, you know, last game a bit of innovation with some of the builds from OG. Is there any cool item builds that you want to see on some of these cores they've got this game if they do start to get a bit of a lead like they did in the first one?
Is that what we're doing now with Theorcraft, the stomping build?
Sort of the OG builds, yeah.
That's a bit of a bleak outlook.
An early Dagon on BZM if he's feeling good about himself, you know. Be fun.
I think. But what would I like to see? What would be cool?
Maybe some sort of carry Marcy build and Tiger if he's having a good one.
Marcy doesn't get farm though. That's just not going to happen. But I would like to see it. That's not gonna happen. He will not get. Oh, Aramis actually did go.
He's gonna head over.
He has been spotted though, and there's the scan. They're just gonna keep track of how long he's for, and BZM will get experience here. A couple of denies at least for Weehaw, but this tiny rotation has failed, and now they're gonna send over Misha. I actually really like this from Misha, so he knows that the Monkey King against Visage will and they have a feeling there's probably gonna be a ward here since Aramis rotated. He's just gonna walk over as Warlock and effectively be a body here to enable Coddle, and gets a little bit of efficiency out of this by stacking 3 camps. Coddle stacks 2 and Warlock stacks the 3rd, so very nice. And Tiny's rotation fails while Iragi will still be.
Top lane, they've got the setup onto Nico, baby. It's getting pushed to the side though. Wasn't able to stay quite on top of him. Just a man. Some damage out back the way of Ammar. So Nico baby's able to step to the side. He's gonna be fine. And we'll be able to continue farming all right here on this top lane. Both course trading farm very evenly top. In the mid lane, we are the lead here. He's having a hot start. We'll see if the nulls out, and then I imagine is it still what's just rushing it tosses a mid sky?
I think so. I think the really big appeal of the mid sky of the game is that he can solo kill, especially the carry. Like core Monkey King does not have a lot of health early on, so that should be a solo kill for Weu with that.
Aramis, this time around, he'll be able to catch him by surprise into the ancient still. That's going to be a kill. First for Weehaw. Aramis coming back over towards that mid lane, and they weren't ready for him that time around. BZM, well, unprepared.
Yeah, he managed to dodge the gank the first 2 times, but the time Aramis did finally manage to connect, and he's actually sticking around. If they kill him again, this would be huge, but we'll see if BZM...
Is he going to expect this, do you think, BZM?
Oh, did he see him on his ward? That was close to seeing Tiny. I think he was just outside that mid ward that now expired. Bot lane.
Is that Shadow? That's going to kill him.
Eternal Sadness will survive with 5 health.
Ooh, we close. I think it was 9.
He's got Tranks, so he could stick around here. It will take him a while to heal up. Alright, they know what's up. Gonna bully out Aramis here.
That's kind of annoying to do so, though, for OG. So, yeah, they're not going to be able to keep chasing him. Actually, well, okay, maybe with Tiger, they could try and catch him if they want to. But now,
Mark's in trouble top as well.
Straight back to the top lane. TP's up there. We'll be over in time to make sure Ammar gets the speed buff. We'll be able to keep to the distance. Trying to set up now onto Stamanen. I won't have enough damage to fight through the heal that Stamanen's got pumping out. Weehaw. Winning with the rotation. Let me see if they did finish her off onto Tiger Ammar. And okay. Maybe see if they can dive in for Ammar as well. They've got the stun. It's going to be any backup for Ammar. It doesn't look like it. Alliance, they'll get him with the dive. They'll be able to take out the 2 of them. Rotation from Weehaw. Iragi's trying to threaten Nico, but Alliance still happy to throw spells out. As Iragi turn over towards Weehaw, but Weehaw's out in time there. Over to kite distance. They might just be able to take him out as well. They turn for the toss and the stun, bringing him down. We are on a killing spree. A fantastic rotation from there towards the top. Yeah, and kill after kill after kill. He's going to be over the moon with that one.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Iragi got tempted to come in here because he saw the Chaos and being stuck in the trees on the left. But if he TP's in earlier while the Razor is alive, I think this is a totally different story. Maybe he had cooldown, maybe he wasn't really ready at the time with the creep wave bot or whatever it was. But that was really good for Alliance in the exchange. They're snowballing Weehaw, which is what they want. He's level 7 with 4 points in Arcane Bolt. He's just going to keep running from lane to lane looking for kills and to put pressure. He can't probably solo this Razor, actually. Everything lands.
This is what he's got. Very nice. Mystic plan. We are dominating. 4-0-1. It's a hot start here from the mid sky. This time, Alliance coming out with the mass ping here. Cover to the mid. I mean, Aramis and Weehaw, they'll be happy to kill again. So what they can do.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They've got the burst. Tiger's going to jump forward. Get the heal, and TPs are coming in. OG, they'll be able to take down Aramis.
This is so greedy from Wei.
Gets the kill.
That is just not at all. He had a 4-kill streak, and that was actually a mega kill, right? And then BZM gets that turnaround kill, so now he's top net.
Good TP as well from BZM. Moves the top lane just in time before Alliance were about to dive in on Iragi. BZM keeps Iragi safe. Oh, that's indeed a a decent sized streak. Better way there. We are getting a little too carried away.
At the very least, it opened up bot tower, right? So Eternal Sadness will take this full tier 1 without any contention bot, and he can now start playing a little bit of the jungle as well. Rushing what seems to be a Wraith Pact. So mid-game powerhouse, that hero with an early Wraith Pact can be extremely dangerous. Obviously... Nice.
Oh, that was very nice done by BZ, and just on the edge as well. See the Weeheart will also be able to take out Tiger.
We have haste.
He's getting the mana up as well. Good chase with the ball charge, but might have enough to get something done. But there's 3 of OG here. Not quite having the Mystic Flare back. Still on cooldown, so won't go for it. Doesn't want to overstep the mark again as he did in the mid. Play a bit safer this time. Okay, they played enough for that. On top. Don't have quite enough haste, and now the golem drop. We are looks to be in trouble. Now let's try. He has the haste rune. Oh, he's going to get out of time. He's able to just break the link in time before that further right click came through it. So Weeheart will live. That's why he's out of there. We'll still lose the tower, of course, top. Alliance won't be able to hold this, so OG will be able to get a push going around the golem.
I always did enjoy a good demon story.
Dyer's
Goes
top
to
tower
Yuragi,
has
so he'll
fallen.
get some nice net worth
Radiant's
his way.
middle
Has been a
tower is
much
under attack.
slower start from him than game number 1.
Tower is
That
under
will be
attack.
another kill. Misha, see you later.
They got them as well, an extra bonus gold for Weeheart. And now with the Hellbear Smashes, though, they'll look towards the Might out with the TP. Nothing to stop it in time, though. Toss and Avalanche still on cooldown there from Aramis.
Yeah, this mid game, this game mode could actually get really interesting because I think Alliance are going to hit a
Radiant's
very
top
strong
tower
timing
is
before
under
OG
attack.
are really capable of truly fighting with their cores. Monkey King is going to need quite the recovery curve for a while. You have a support Warlock who, whenever Golem is on cooldown, doesn't offer that much. Marcy is going to struggle to jump into this dire lineup because of the immediate counterplay they have. When Visage gets this Wraith Pact, essentially Alliance can start grouping up as 4 or 5, make moves with smoke, and if OG try to fight them, they're fighting into a Wraith Pact that'll give them damage mitigation, that will constantly pump out damage for the Soul Assumption in the AoE, and Eternal Sadness can effectively kind of carry that mid-game stage while they build up Nico Baby on the KX Knight. So this is about as good conditions as I think Alliance are going to get against OG nowadays. So
Absolutely.
pretty exciting stuff.
So what we can do with this smoke is, if they can catch OG by surprise, Tiger trying to lead him. Turning onto an illusion. Over to the side, they're going to focus straight down onto BZM. BZM's gone, and now they look to chase more. Eternal Sadness in with a familiar mark for lock down both supports. They take down Tiger, pull back Misha. Stun 7 for Nico Baby. Alliance, they'll take a 3rd kill out of this. 11-4 now, 2k lead. Without a doubt, Alliance here today, with one of, if not the better starts they've had throughout the tour. This is looking like a very, very solid early game.
Yeah, if the tower falls as well for OG, they are going to glyph it, but they still don't have Chaotic Offering for 30 seconds. I don't think they can hold this. The rally plus the Bergs, a stupid strong pushing combo. They're going to try their damnedest to hold it, and they will not be successful. Might deny it though. No, not even that.
Middle tower has fallen.
And that will be the Wraith Pact in 20 gold now for Eternal Sadness.
Those are big moves. Big moves from Alliance. Big items coming out soon. Rod of Atos, 200 gold. We are going to have it done. Top lane, Yuragi. They'll TP out in time there. And once that Atos is done, as you said, there's just going to be not much that OG's heroes can do. They get caught in the combo, they will die.
I think aside from the series that OG had against Tundra, this is probably the single worst early game Yuragi has had in a month. Like, and Ammar is not doing too hot either. Like, this is a very, very weak start for him. He's got 4 CS per minute on Monkey King. Ideally, at this point, if he's having a great game, he will have twice that. So that early rotation he did top, that TP top where he got killed, actually stifled his game so hard. Imagine he stayed bot. Either stays bottom or
TP. Yeah.
Either he stays bottom and he keeps farming, or if he TP's top, he has to TP instantly while Razor's alive so they can get trade-off kills and he can start farming. But the way this ended up working out was that he sacrificed both his TP, so he has to respawn, run back to lane, and the lane bottom is uninhabitable because Visage is level 6. So kind of had nowhere to go, and you just see the curve there. It was looking good, but then all of a sudden, really, really lost a lot of momentum. And Alliance with a 4,000 gold lead, minute 13. I kind of can't believe I'm saying it, but they're absolutely crushing them here, and that's really, it's just good to see, honestly, that they aren't just rolling over and surrendering after the game one where they got absolute beat down. They still have something to give here, Misha. I mean, we are.
No, they get the kill, they take him down. And Yuragi, nearly get caught there as well, was jumping over the trees. Just be careful around the line. He's still looking at an opportunity to make some sort of a move, but it's difficult for OG, especially when they don't have the golem out and ready to drop. Seconds Warlock on the sidelines. He needs to be grabbed, they'll look to jump wing. They get him disposed, they're in on top of him. See if We Are can stand his ground, he cannot. Against the four of them, no chance for We Are, he'll fall in the river.
I think a lot of carry players in this situation will not be joining a gank. A lot of carry players on Monkey King here will be farming creeps, but Yuragi sets up a gank with Boundless Strike level 3 so that they can connect that dispose and find a key pick. That's a lot of weight on BZM's shoulders right now on that mid coddle. He has a lot of farm and he is building toward the BKB, so can probably, for OG's sake, kind of hold the towers for a while, at least, while they build up. And that also makes him all the more of a juicy kill for Alliance. Like Smokes, a smoke they're committing right now, actually, with the Tiny as well as if this can connect onto either Monkey King or Coddle, they would be happy with that. I think Coddle would be the perfect target, but
it's been scanned out here. You know that it's coming for them.
Under attack.
Well, they might still find an angle on BZM. If Weeha dares to walk up this high ground, they could find a backstab on mid.
They might find Yuragi.
They will.
He's going to jump over, but of course with the ward up on the cliff, you'll see him. Another death on Yuragi, very much in control by Alliance this game. Here's what some adaptation with the build-up, right? He's going to be looking towards the Mage Slayer as sort of his response to the core Sky this game.
Yeah, get that magic persist, get the damage reduction. And obviously good synergy with his ult, right? So it's a classic item on Monkey King. I always say classic. It's not exactly an old item, but the synergies are very clear on that hero. And I think it's a good adaptation in this game. It's also kind of going to function as a comeback item to an extent for Yuragi. He could come back through a successful gank or two in the Skywrath, and this item will make it way easier for him to perform that without trading himself away.
OG, I very much have to avoid these moves unless they're really ready to turn up as 5. And Lions, they've got a lot of great kill potential, especially with his Arcane Rune in the bottle of Weeha. And this combo will heavily pretty much any of their heroes that they would see with one on the cliff. They see Yuragi, this whole vision setup. Making it very hard for Yuragi to move around this area of the map and be able to get the Wukong's command off. They won't quite be able to push him this time. Instead, they'll turn and take down Misha. So Yuragi lucky to live. Same time down bottom. OG, they'll make the move onto Nico, baby. Try and heal Tiger to keep him alive, but the tower hits to take him out. So if they can still find Yuragi, I mean, Weeha was continuing to try and search, but Yuragi's back up in the tree. Should be fine. And just look to get on with the push. I mean, what do you think about this? He's
good avalanche.
He's going to be able to find it. Get him out of the trees. They'll get him after all. Yuragi going down yet again.
And this was what Fox said he wanted to see. Right? He wants to see Aramis on these playmaking heroes popping off and having a stellar performance.
He hit
right?
2 on an 8.
He is doing so much work on Tiny this game compared to Venge in the last. It's really down to the potential of the hero, right? He's just finding one opportunity after the next, and they keep snowballing off it together with the Skywrath. This hero pairing Alliance has worked wonders this game. Now it's all about avoiding critical mistakes and keeping map control. The Visage will handle the map control very, very well with items, so should be able to push out waves relatively easily with the birds. Nico Baby has the most freedom ever in this game on Chaos Knight. We haven't seen him for a while, except his death bot. Taiga is, by the way, getting absolutely annihilated here.
Very dead. And yeah, it's Eternal Sadness this game, you know, second performance here with Alliance, of course, today in this game too. It's looking good. Second highest net worth for the team, and 2-0-4, very, very solid Visage showing so far. Jump forward on Tamisha. It's going to be another pick off for Alliance, 18-6.
Gonna almost ensure Weeha his boots of level. Obviously, one of the pitfalls of Skywrath mid is its inability to farm, so see he's sitting at 60 CS minute 18, which is very low for meta mid heroes right now. For comparison, the Caudle has 180, which is also an extreme case, but he is tripling the CS of the enemy mid.
That's wild.
But he's getting a lot of gold from the kills, and now that he has Boots of Travel, should be able to connect on even more.
Maybe it's gonna look towards the Roche. They should have a taste. I mean, it's not super quick, but they have sustain, and OG are not in a position to head over here. So, Lions have got a good shot of getting away with this one.
Taking quite a lot of damage on Visage here. They're going to be all right. OG are not interested in looking at this out of the map right now. So Age is probably going into the hands of Nico with his now freshly purchased BK. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised to see him choose that item
Dire's
here.
middle tower is under attack.
I wonder what reasoning is.
Probably the Cottle, right? Like there's sort of mischance the AoE burst.
Yeah, you're not avoiding the blind on all your illusions.
No,
and
sure.
you're not avoiding static link. So you're effectively protecting yourself against mainly Mercy and I guess Caudle Blind on your main hero and the Solar Bind. And of course a Monkey King stun. So it's not like it doesn't have value. I thought Nico was going to go different route here and take more of an offensive path with his itemization. Or a hybrid that could also farm better than a
Radiant's middle
BKB.
tower is under attack.
See how it pans out for him. Laser. Oh, that's a
Under the
big
sentry,
hit.
they're going to be able to find him. They'll drop down the Golem. They'll take him out. We'll be able to bring down Misha with it. Of course, we are the bigger kill to be found. But bottom lane, Yuragi. He's going to get surprised there by Alliance.
They had a very unexpected ward for him there. That one and on the right-hand side in the lane actually spots him out on the tree line and he gets jumped. So that's been a tough time for him. 0-4-2. He's been found by Visage. He's been found by lane ward.
I think this is one of the sort of roughest sort of openings to a game that we've seen Yuragi having in quite some time.
It is
If you
deep.
sort of look at his net worth, he's struggling this game.
And sometimes you can recover from a situation like this if your mid hero's popping off, right? But usually Caudle is one of those mid heroes that kind of relies on his team enabling him to go and do all his damage. He generally won't be able to, you know, solo kill or set himself up for success that much, especially when you have to go this item build, right? He's gone BKB, so 4k of the net worth is effectively defensive. He doesn't have like a Hex or a Dagon to find solo kills. So yeah, this is... Alliance have a very, very high chance of winning this game in the current state.
Trying to step to the side, Tiger. Nico in the middle, they get the Wukong's command down here for Yuragi. Trying to keep Alliance held inside of the AoE of the ult, but they're able to step out to the side. They're going to be okay. As Alliance won't lose anyone here. In fact, still happy to fight Nico, maybe just walking through the Wukong's command. There's not going to do much at all. Now it's still fight Yuragi. The trees again, jumps forward, tosses him back. Yuragi goes down. Tiger as well. He's out of the fight. That's a dieback for Tiger. Almost will die to the blast, but it's Alliance that are coming in with the cleanup. Double kill for Weeha. The stun controls there. Overlord BDM has to put the BKB to run. That's enough. Nico Baby back up to the hot ground. So Nico Baby still has the Aegis, the BKB, and doesn't look like either of those is going to be forced out straight away. Nico Baby's able to walk this one off. He's ready to get back in. He's poking at Ammar. As OG really having to just back off from Alliance. Another fantastic fight from Alliance, 24-8. The lead just continues to grow.
Yeah, as long as they can keep the positions and Tiny can find the jumps that they need, it's going to be so difficult for OG to recover. Effectively, when you look at OG's lineup, right, it's very, I would say a large part of it is kind of counterplay, right? It's Warlock, it's Caudle. Marcy can't really initiate very well in this game, so a lot of it will be counteraction, but the problem is Alliance is able to just overwhelm so fast.
He got a little bit in there by the Arcane Rune. Steps into the river. OG, they'll be quick to jump.
Okay, that'll help. Yeah, it's all about Alliance having vision. Whenever they have vision, they can jump with Sky Time and kill someone, and they can still the fight. So it's counterplay. The Warlock Golem is not going to save anyone. If he is in range to somehow glimmer off a majority of the Skywrath damage, then maybe they can at least keep Ammar alive. But I don't know about Yuragi. Even with this Mage Slayer is 1500 health. Apparently, into Embrace. Hopefully he didn't forget about it. not going to be a very high-quality pick they find here. We'll get it, though.
Wait up, another petal falls.
Max is heading over. They want to punish this. Nico, maybe a few swipes there, dealing with Tiger. And the rest of OG will get out. But Alliance making sure that even if they do lose the support, they'll take one down in return. The creep waves moving in on this bottom lane as well. They could look to try and set up for some damage onto the tier 2. Aegis will leave their hands in 25 seconds.
They did buy themselves quite a lot of info with that move, though. They forced a rotation from OG, they forced Phantasm, and that means that there's freedom top for Uragi here to find some much-needed space and farm. And also now they can just spill into their own triangle where Ammar can take a little bit extra.
Radiant structures
Actually gonna
are
smoke
fortified.
here. Alliance will... I think they expect this.
Dire's
There was a
top
cliff.
tower
Oh,
is
they're
under
going to see
attack.
we up from the trees. This is really problematic if he gets killed.
Keep We Are controlled him, but We Are trying to get out in front of the static link from Ammar. Finishes him off. Eternal Sadness also to go down. OG choose the time perfectly there to hold the tier 2. They go for that fight when they know that Alliance was going to already be starting to back off. And Nico Baby didn't want to be a part of it with the Aegis already leaving it. And OG, they choose that moment to strike.
Yeah. Like Alliance were kind of not, they were not expecting to get contested on the tower, and then when the cliff comes out, they start questioning themselves. Should we just finish it? Should we go back? And then they got caught
Dire's
halfway in
middle
between
tower is
both.
under attack.
Just get jumped by the Monkey King, and that is such a huge fight for OG. They come back in a big way from that. I think that was a 3k gold swing, this one move. And they still have... Keep in mind, this of the mid tower up for grabs, so there's going to be an extra good chunk of gold there and map control that's there, so they're taking very soon. It's like 10% health on mid, so should be relatively easy.
Radiant are scanning.
And that is the thing as well, you know, mid. They only get the catch onto Misha. Think about dropping the golem, but he doesn't want to do it now, of course.
Want to drop the base. I can appreciate that, though. Is that the coolest spell in the game to spam without casting? It probably is, right?
Well, Zeus Soul used to be good, but then they nerfed it, right? You can't spam the noise anymore. Still.
Not as much.
It's limited how much you can spam it. That one's nice. Spamming Trio as well. That's
That's also a good base.
That's a good sound. Not spamming Echo Slam. Don't try that, kids. Doesn't work. It just goes on cooldown. So don't do that. Start.
Double damage!
There we go. Blink Dagger coming out for Tiger and for Weeha. So Weeha is going to have the ability to get in for the quick setup. Also get out. Going to chase down.
Slow and steady Ammar is getting very big. He's got... Is that a full Sanjin Yasha that's flying out? It is. He's just quietly farmed up 208 CS.
I mean, this
now
is the thing.
Sanjin Yasha BKB.
Yeah.
This is a strong Razor all of a sudden.
I mean, Tiger. It's going to open things up here.
Right to win.
We'll be able to keep it to the side of Nico Baby jumping just elite Tiger.
He's still traded though. Uragi killed him with the soul burn.
Uragi. Yeah, he's got the Wukong's command down. He's going to be able to get in on top of the Eternal Sands. There's no escape for him. A double kill for Uragi. OG. I'll be happy to go for more Alliance to try Nico Baby out. And the Golem will drop it to put the BKB, continue to run and look for the TP out. And to stop it through the BKB, so Nico Baby will live. But Alliance this time having to run from OG. OG, they're continuing the chase there beyond the tier 2 tower.
Dire's middle
ZM
tower
bursting through Stamana. Oh, they missed the combo, but they should still get the kill. There's huge amounts of BZM, magical damage that he's throwing out will get the job done. And we've seen this before many times from OG in these games that they do end up being a little behind on the kills at the start. Never fall too far behind in gold. And closing the gap now, less than a 1k gold difference between the two teams. Alliance still look to fight. He's ready for BZM. We are taking down Lotus Spirit Vessel. Misha's in on government, same as Ammar. As we are taken down, Nico Baby getting dove underneath the tier 2 tower. OG, they is deep in their fight going. The Phantasm's up, but the continuous flow is just getting put onto Nico Baby. He'll die. Triple kill for BZM. Maybe still they can change for a turn stand. This Tiger's in with a jump that just tosses him back. Another kill for OG. And just like that, Sin, I think that lead that Alliance had for the first 20 or so minutes of this game, it's all but been forgotten. As OG, they'll take the lead now, and I don't think they're going to let it go away from them soon.
this all happened so fast. We've basically had a 10k gold swing. Yeah, time to wipe the glasses for you, Roggy. Okay, it's... they pulled back 10,000 gold in 3 minutes, I think.
Yeah, look at that. There you go.
Look at that win probability as well. I'm like, these graphs are not always, you know...
Wait, hang on. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised the win probability put this down to a 5% for OG. They put it down to a 4% for OG. There's no way this game was that bad. They're only like down 5k.
This can definitely be quite misleading. Yeah. I would say especially in pro games.
I don't know who's making those algorithms.
But maybe the algorithm has seen a lot of games in this state and the monkey destroys his items.
That's true. I mean, maybe this is the alternative build as well, so but it's working out for you. Beast does die in the mid.
That's a big kill.
He was kind of chilling there, and Alliance, they weren't going to let him chill there anymore.
Yeah, that's a good pick for them.
A very high level kill as well. I mean, he's level 23. He's level 23 on the mid call. So,
yep.
That is a big kill. Definitely stepping up to be an exciting game.
What an insane graph. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I've seen a pro game graph go up this hard in 2 minutes. It's ridiculous. OG's gold lead now.
Yep.
5k is about the same as Alliance peaked at, right? But look at the way the two teams got there. Like, for Alliance, it was a 20-minute grind.
It's kind of wild.
And OG just, you know, flicked the switch and they got all the money.
I mean, OG, yeah, they've done this many times before, OG.
Yep.
You may get that lead. I mean, in terms of the kills, you know, they were many kills ahead. You know, like pretty much tripling the kills of OG in that early game. But OG, they know how to find the money. They don't fall too far behind. And then they find these a couple of team fights and persistent team fights as well. That last one going on for pretty much an entire minute. So diving in under the tier 2 and just hitting Alliance hard, even when Alliance respawning. It's definitely put OG in the lead now at this position. Alliance, we saw them, you know, do a good job of finding the kills early on, but we'll see how well they're able to deal with OG now that OG's got the items and are fully ready in these sort of full-on team fight situations. The execution from Alliance has to be perfect, otherwise they're going to fall into some tough fights.
Big moment, and this is a very bad position to run into this. Monkey King in the tree. Air missile's going to get jumped, right?
See Ragi. Get the time to set up the Wukongs. We'll do it to the side, so makes it hard for Alliance to head up into this position. See Ammar to chase down Aramis. Aramis falls to the side, but the BKB pop from Ammar can continue to run them down. Goes straight for Weehaw. Weehaw tries for the TP out, but the damage has been done. Weehaw cannot escape this. Double kill for BZM. OG, they're of course going to continue to run down Alliance here. As Alliance are trying their best to escape. Very few of them are going to be able to do so. As Stamana will be dealt with. He just drops the golem down and that takes him out into the face as well. But he's looking to dive. They just close and turn down. He's back off the high ground. They're heading in under the tier 4. Mark's ready to dive under the tier 4s, taking down Nico, baby. Aramis, the last one left alive. He pulled back for this. He'll die back. But the tips come out. Even a little bit of a cheeky smiley face there from Ammar in the all chat.
Yeah. They tip stacked him earlier in the game, right? And now he's like...
That's true. That's
it's like, now what, you know?
That's a good point. If you get tip stacked, you absolutely have to smiley face, especially if you just team wiped it. If you just team wipe them, that is, you've got full permission to put an all chat smiley.
You also have to say when you look at this game, right, how instrumental Ammar has been for this comeback. All the good fights that OG took were off his BKB and him running in first, soaking up, effectively loading out 1 or 2 cores and getting a kill, right? He gets this Sanjin Yasha, so he's super fast. He just runs in, isolates a target. He negated Weehaw 2 fights in a row. He just ran on him with BKB and killed him. And Weehaw's itemization doesn't offer any protection against that. Weehaw, he's dead.
He's looking pretty dead. I mean, from what felt like a decently explosive start from Alliance, especially considering what we've had from them in pretty much all the majority of the other games this tour. It's just been completely forgotten now, and now the game just feels back to sort of unwinnable for them, Sin. This looks tough for Alliance.
Yeah, it's gotta be demoralizing, man. It's like finally it's clicking, you know? You got this game, you got it going, and then it's like you need to open all of the different hurdles of the game. Finally, you have a draft that's functioning, you're rolling, you're taking towers, you're pressuring the map, and then you still have this 1 or 2 moments that just don't cut it. Like this bottom tier 2 tower moment where you lose 2 heroes and don't get the tower, and OG just pounce on it and they itemize very effectively and progress, right? Like, yeah, This is a great oh, by the way, these are the two mid heroes, right? This is what ends up happening. If Scarif doesn't keep balling, keep finding kills, keep rolling, Caudal is out farming him. And this itemization for BZM, obviously, E-Blade, Octarine, he has everything in the bag right now to just keep making moves. Level 25 to boot. Which talent did he take damage? I'm assuming he did, yeah.
Outside of the base, there Nico, baby. They left to BKB and run. But Ammar is in a BKB as well. Get on top of him. They'll try and get Nico, baby, back up the high ground. They'll them up there. But they're ready to dive here. And Tiger just throws himself into the base. He won't dive for that dive. But he was able to take down Nico, baby. He's out for 70 seconds. BZM just shooting out the damage with his elimination. Ammar, of course, he's ready to continue diving right up to the fountain. Takes down We Are. It's going to be another team wipe here from OG. Everybody dead on Alliance.
Dire's top tower.
We'll see how much they want to play on. But this game very much feels over. We'll see the buyback from Weehaw, but nobody else having the buybacks available for Alliance.
Oh, they saved Misha for once.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
He gets to live.
Dire's top tower.
And he's going to get all the heals, the AoE heals, the Warlock heal, the Illuminate.
We see sort of Ammar.
They're all going to be up to full.
Bringing back the classic here. He's got the mantles queued back up. We haven't seen him in a while. We'll see if he gets any out this game.
Dire's bottom tower.
And this is what happens when you tip the man.
Dire's bottom tower.
He'll be ready to have you. He certainly had them this game. 7-2-19 Ammar.
The thing with Ammar is you can't really tell what mood he's in because when he's angry or really happy, it's still the same face. So, thank you, Rocky. Could have been there. Actually,
A little bit of a throwing tip.
that is a rarity. Okay, they're gone. Yeah, that was a bit too much emotion. Thank you, Ammar, for calming down.
This time for you, Rocky. Straight out to Aramis. As Aramis tries to close in on them. He's ready to dive in again. Down Aramis. Steering around. On the barracks, the Lions, they're trying to push back OG. If they're able to do something, just tearing Eternal Standard. BKB's up and ready. Tries to chase the Cuban Skull. We will be able to blink out in time. Ammar, he's ready to dive to tier 4s, but pretty much the millionth time this game. As OG, they'll continue to add up the kills. 37 now, 25k lead. Treat himself to another ball of passion here in game 2, Uragi. As it very much feels like we're pretty much back in the position we had in game 1. The fountain diving beginning of what last as long as this game, and there's the mantles. Ammar, he'll join them. There to end this one.
I don't know, the juxtaposition between dropping mantles and just having the biggest stone face ever is just so comical to me. Oh my goodness.
Well, there we go.
I mean, whether you hate or love that BM, at least, you know, he's consistent about it, I suppose. Like,